Lost and Faded podcast. Brought to you by Byron.
And Megan.
There you go.
I thought you were going to say
No, you had to say,
No.
because I said your name and you had to say mine.
Alright, that's how we do things. Alright, so this week, for our first podcast, we're talking about Stuart Little, 1 and 2.
The man, the myth, the legend. That little rat.
Is he a legend?
This is what is up for discussion,
Yeah.
Byron. This is
don't think he's anywhere near that, but...
Tell me why he was the most emotionally stable than the rest of them. He was the only one in tune with his emotions also.
He's still the best character in the movie.
Yeah. I mean, low-key Snowball be eaten.
Yeah,
but
Snowbell.
Fuck.
Don't fuck up. Okay. Snowball's name. Alright, so you want to do the synopsis for the first one?
Yeah.
Or like the story, whatever?
Per Google, Stuart Little was made in 1999, directed by Rob Minkoff. The story goes, when the Littles go to an orphanage to adopt a new family, a charming young mouse named Stuart is chosen. When George is initially unwelcoming to his new brother, the family cat, Snowball, is even less enthusiastic about having a mouse as their master and plots to get rid of him. Against these difficulties, Stuart resolves to face them as much pluck, love, and courage as he can muster. In doing so, he shows his beloved new family that great things can truly come in small packages. In a nutshell, it's amusing, touching, and charming.
That was great.
Right?
Okay.
Go off, Google.
You helped a lot with that. Yeah.
Tag coach.
Alright, I'm gonna let you know.
Wait, pause. It got a 41% on Rotten Tomatoes.
They hate it.
It's certified rotten, but...
By the critics.
I think it ate.
Critics hate all the children movies. All the bangers.
The bops.
Mm-hmm. They don't like them.
Cat in the Hat.
Unless it's Pixar.
That's for another discussion.
We're not doing it. Alright, so I'm gonna be honest, my first note for the first one is most annoying little kid. Because if I remember correctly, he wakes them up excited about them getting his sibling.
Yep.
Like, they're like, alright, we're gonna go. And he's not even going, he's going to school.
That's literally my first note too, is why didn't they let George go pick a sibling? Why didn't they let him do that, Byron?
And then the second note is, parents don't like him. I don't think they do.
The follow-up for me, also, dude said, I want a little brother, not a big brother.
I guess.
You fucking asked for it. You got a little brother.
Oh, I just can't deal with him. So then they go to the orphanage. Mm-hmm. They let the parents near the kids, no supervisor, no one watching them. The parents are just walking around these kids.
They go, they're used to it. She goes, they're used to strangers. Just go on, walk around, check it out. And but also, I've never been to an orphanage, but I can assume that up front they're going to take, all of your legal information, IDs and shit. And,
yeah.
Especially if you're in the adoption process.
Well, that was also the early 2000s.
But also, that would not have taken that fucking easy for you to just go to an orphanage and pick the kid up that day.
And then when they first meet Stuart, they sat down. They didn't even know he was there. Nope. He was just sitting in between. They could have killed him.
Yep. Could have sat on his little ass, squashed him. There's multiple times they almost did that in the movie.
Yeah, it's actually a big problem.
Dude, but to piggyback off of that, they made little tiny Stuart Little sized books in the orphanage for him, Byron.
Why is Stuart there?
He was literally reading Little Women.
Why is he there? He's the only one. Where are the other rat people?
They're mice.
Mice people.
But
mice.
That's what
Are they mice or mice people?
What I don't get in this specific universe, I don't understand why aren't any of the other animals besides like the second movie with the bird, whatever, but
they don't talk to humans.
No, the cat. No, Snowbell just doesn't fucking say shit.
Snowbell only talks to other animals, but Stuart can talk to humans. The bird in the second one, we get to that.
Yeah,
talk to other humans, but it's very selective. There's a lot going on with this world.
Also, I feel like there should have been a dog in the movie now. Or something. You said,
I guess. Maybe they were saving it for like another sequel.
There was one.
Oh, I know. We're not talking about it. We're not talking about Stuart Little.
It's no.
So what's next?
Quote from the lady in the orphanage: "We try to discourage couples from adopting children outside of their own species."
I did say that the orphanage caretaker is racist.
Her name is Miss Keeper. Miss Keeper of the children at
They did that right after you left. Mrs. Little said, "Who wants to look at that face anymore?"
And we're back. So, let's get straight to it. They're back at the house.
Yeah.
They adopted a mouse and forgot they had a cat.
Byron, I don't. Where's the note? Where's the note? Oh, not them not giving Stuart a warning that they have a cat.
He gets eaten immediately.
Immediately.
Which he's not even mad about. He's just like, all right.
Oh.
And then immediately after that, George comes down. Mm-hmm. He doesn't even want to talk to us.
Nope.
He
said, "Where is he?" Looks at the little fucking table and he's like, "That's a mouse, bro. That's not my brother."
I said, I put, George is such an asshole. And he has a secret basement door to his room.
Which, that shit's dope as fuck.
His room is crazy.
But, like, that's not even his room. I think that's more of, like, their play area / like...
They say that's his room, though.
But I think it's because it's, like, no one's allowed in George's room. Like, but because you know them, like, the cut to at the end when they become, like, friends.
Yeah.
And Stuart is on, like, the top bunk, but it's, like, the lesser size. And then, like, George is on
the second movie?
Is that already in the second movie?
I will get on that change.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
All right, so... All right, I put Snowbell is hilarious.
Yeah.
No line is wasted from Snowbell.
No.
It's all gold. This movie's hilarious.
Bangers back to back to back.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Hugh Laurie, Mr. Motherfucking House.
Oh yeah.
Eats that role also. Mm-hmm. And this was him doing that role.
The parents are weird. They're weird. The whole family's weird, but we'll get to that.
Corked up white people.
Yeah.
Quirky. Pause on all of that. With this being filmed in 1999, I think I answered my own question in the second film because I put in here, did 9/11 happen in the Stuart Little universe?
You put that? Why?
Because you can see the Twin Towers instead of the shots fired. And I swear, the intro to the second one, because it came out in like 2002 or 3, you don't see it in the beginning cuts of New York showing over the skylines and shit. You don't see the Twin Towers.
So it happens between the movies.
Yes. In the Stuart Little universe, 9/11 happened. 9/11 happened in the Stuart Little universe.
We gotta look to see how old the baby was.
At the time, we're getting ahead. All right.
We'll have to look into soccer season. We'll figure out the timeline.
Yeah, because
we'll get back to this.
There's just too much lore.
There's a lot of lore. They set up Stuart's mini bathroom.
That's what I fucking said. I'm like, how first 24 hours of them being there, how the fuck did they set up that tiny bathroom?
Like everything was tiny.
But not his toothbrush? Or what was it? Something that was, or the comb? Something was abnormally large for him in the process of him getting ready.
I think so. I think it was probably a comb.
Not me watching this today.
I'm like, that just adds more to the point that this universe, the mice people are probably more around because they already have the stuff ready. They have the books.
Yeah.
They have the bathroom stuff.
And I was just thinking, like, they're just getting miniatures and making this for him whole time. But, like...
That would be a whole hobby.
Look at, too, the parents, the fake parents later on in the movie, like, they're living in the old-ass mini golf course, and they don't necessarily have anything small per se. It's just a miniature anyway.
Yeah.
Real quick. Not him, not Stuart, within less than 24 hours of being there, Byron, getting almost killed twice.
Are we talking about the washing machine? Dude,
follow up after the bathroom.
I said they're not prepared for having a mouse as a child.
No. That's what I mean, is like there's no legality, the logistics of this, or there's errors. Because what do you mean you go to seek out adopting a child and you just get that child that day?
And they were fine with it. It was like, that's it. Like, and the crazy thing, they could have got a kid too. They could have just got a regular
like
kid.
Like a real,
kid. But no.
Not I.
But they just get the mouse kid and they're just like, fine.
It was because then Stuart's like, you get to start talking to him and then you just, And they're like, we're going to take the little mouse home.
He does that same speech for every parent that comes in. And they...
This one was the hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, the weirdos.
The Littles, Byron. The Littles.
Oh, yeah. And then his doctor, I was like, is that a vet or a pediatrician?
When he gets this... Dude, bro, that's what I was thinking. He's like, for the little guy swallowing all that detergent, he'll be okay.
What is this universe?
He said a pediatrician or that?
What's your next note?
That cunty little salesperson at the toy store shopping for Stuart when they're trying to find the outfits. What was his name? Ben?
Was that his name or was that the doll's name?
That was the doll's name. Ben's clothes.
Ben, yeah. And they had all these great one-liners.
Yeah.
I'm just like, nice, Stuart. He always has them ready.
He ate with them.
It's crazy.
Mm-mm. And then it jumps to, like, obviously the little family party. And backtrack to corked up white family.
Yeah, they're all, like, weird. They explain the entire family when Stuart first comes in, like, to the house. They explain them all in the photos, and I was like, oh, that's cool that they just have them in the background photos. And I didn't expect them to actually show up.
Yeah.
All of them. Like,
all of them.
7 of them.
But I've put this note in here, I think, a couple times. Why do they keep forgetting to mention that Stuart is a fucking mouse? Not them, not the parents not mentioning any of that, Byron, and letting that whole family buy gifts for Stuart. None of them he can use. A bowling ball? A bowling ball?
And also...
A bike?
George thought he should get gifts at Stuart's party. I was like, George.
And I'll just kind of look at him.
He's like, any gifts for me?
We didn't even do anything.
I know, it just went on. It's fine. We'll just deal with it.
Fuck it.
It's fine. Let's see. George ruins the party.
Dude, and then not them just sitting there and, like, don't defend Stuart at all.
The family immediately leaves.
Yep.
They're like, time to go.
Well, then the fucking parents are just standing there after George goes in on Stuart, talking all that shit, Byron, and Stuart's visibly upset. And then they're just kind of like...
Stuart has done nothing to George at this point. He's only tried to talk.
Yeah.
Like, he's been super cool with him. And George just doesn't want anything to do with it.
Nope.
It's insane.
Which, I don't know if it's just me, but I think having a tiny little rodent sibling would be kind of cool.
Mm. I think it'd be alright.
Or like a cat. Or
you almost kill him half your time. Half the time you have to, like, look around. They're probably
You gotta put a bell on it.
Checking corners, Stuart.
Then instead of just like walking ahead, they have to like look down everywhere they go now.
Stuart only go in rooms with the lights on.
They attach a little balloon to him, and it just follows him around the house.
I don't know. It just makes no sense.
I will say because Snowbell does eat with these lines, Byron, but not him putting out a hit on Stuart.
That's crazy.
And then he's like, a murder? Wait, what? Like, what did you think was gonna happen, bro? You sent cats after a mouse.
Stuart Little gets scratched tonight. That was a line. I can't.
I'm tired.
All right.
Okay.
Did you miss a? Did you get the boat scene?
Yeah, that's where I was going to next.
Okay.
That was the follow-up after the cats was coming at him.
I also put George's actor seems exhausted. I was not liking George in this movie.
He really did though. You could tell he was playing a little too hard on the non-recordings.
And then the boat scene, a kid immediately walks up to George and talks shit to him in front of his family. And then I was like, I kind of understand George a little bit more now.
But then also for the family to just not say a damn word to the kid and then wait for him to walk off and then to say some fuck shit like, I don't like that kid. That was mean. Like, I'd be like, where is your mother? Bring me your dad. Like, I'm calling the cops.
The kid and the asshole kid's the worst.
But then to piggyback off of that, Byron, George attacking the fuck ass kid during the boat race. Mm-hmm. That was lit. When he tried to go after Stuart on the boat, and he just jumped at him.
That was nice. He's not a good kid. He's not a good kid. They just let him do that.
Byron, the one-liner from Mr. Little. Remember, he's quite a fine swimmer. Because she's like, oh my God, what are these photos on? When he's on the boat.
Oh.
Come on.
I don't. These movies, come on.
That one was too good. Because, like, not him digging at her for him being in the washing machine.
Also, let me say, I watched these movies last week. She watched them today.
I tried to watch the first one twice and fell asleep. Twice.
We got through it, though.
We did. We're here. Discussing.
What's next? Jennifer Tilly is
voicing yes, dude.
Mom.
I was like,
crazy.
Okay, Bride of Chucky, eat. And they made her little mouse cunty as fuck too.
Yeah,
and not to stop being Brooklyn. I'm like,
she just plays herself all the time. It's crazy.
But as she can. I forgot about that entire chunk of the movie though for some fucking reason. The fake parents coming in, and it was like I watched it for the first time again because I'm watching this and I'm like, they can't just do that.
They just walked in. They're like, we kind of just want him back.
And they were like, oh shit, okay, fill the hole in Stuart.
And mind you, Stuart does not want to go. He's like, no. I don't want to go. And the family who doesn't want to give him away is like, you should go. Just because they came in and said that they're his real parents. No proof, no nothing. They just walked in. I
said that. Legally, they couldn't just take him away. The legal guardians are the Littles.
Is that racist? Because any mouse people could have came up and like, we're Stuart's parents.
Also, not Miss Stupid Motherfucking Keeper having to go to the house to tell them the news about Stuart's parents dying years ago. A phone call would have been good enough.
Oh wait, did we skip over we did skip over George and Stuart getting along a little bit.
Cause whatever.
But I wanted to talk about his little car. They waste that taxi driver's time. They pull up a taxi driver, and George comes out with the mini car, and he's like, here, Stuart, have
and literally, next cut, when they're trying to get in the car, taxi's already gone.
Yeah, taxi's gone. They're driving away in the car, all three of them. I was like, they wasted that taxi driver's time.
Also, I noticed, and I should have counted because that would have a fun statistic. Stuart says George so many fucking times.
Yeah, he does.
It's like almost after every single time in response to him. He ends it with George.
I put the car can drive on its own, and it has a radio in it. So, let me tell you that the mouse people, the mouse people exist. Like they're prominent in this universe. They have cars already. And they know how to drive them. The dad didn't even, he just drove it.
Well, Stuart knew how to drive it too. Dude was in an orphanage the whole time. How the fuck do you learn how to drive a car?
Also, the parent, his real parents, quotation marks, say that they have a nice home, but it's not, and it has bed bugs.
He goes, I wasn't joking about that. Watch for the bed bugs.
It's like, what's going on?
But also, like, how? In a tiny little mini golf castle. An abandoned tiny little mini golf castle.
The fact that the cats organized this just to get Stuart out of the house and to kill him later.
The magnitude of this, it goes beyond our scope.
For one mouse, there's like, well, I'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Because the fake parents of Stuart were in Brooklyn. The Littles at least had to have been in Manhattan. They had to have been in like a little bit of a nicer area. All the stray cats in New York?
Yeah. I don't know. There was a lot going on with those cats. There was like a whole organization. I don't even remember the leader's name.
The cult, Monty?
Yeah, Monty.
Yeah.
I have no notes on the villains of these movies because
George is the real villain.
Yeah, George. Like, yeah. Even in the second one, we'll get to that.
Because the beginning, the literal first 5 minutes of that pissed me off. But also, I did confirm later on in the notes that the Twin Towers were again in a shot in Stuart Little's room when he was on top in the castle at the very top.
Why are you making note of this?
Because 9/11 happened in Stuart Little's universe.
Okay. We should talk about stuff different in their universe.
It pertains.
Okay. So when they figure out Stuart's not with his real parents, they get the police. The police, I don't know what's going on with them. They're a little much. I thought they were going to be joking with the family. Like, oh, this is all a joke. We don't care about this mouse. No, they were like being weirdly serious about it. Then they showed a folder full of like, I don't even know.
Byron, because I'm 90% convinced that they just did not mention the part that he was a mouse. I'm pretty sure. I'm more than positive. Because look at how long it took for them to, like, for George to be like, oh shit, flyers. Let's make flyers. Oh, let me grab this photo real quick of him. Mm-hmm. The Littles didn't show the cops.
No, they didn't.
A picture of Stuart. Also, give him the birth certificate and see that he was literally 3 fucking inches and like.
Yeah.
What is?
I got a lot to say about that photo.
What would you put for his nationality?
That photo, I got a lot to say later.
He was really cute in it though. Okay, Stuart.
Let's see. Then the cats find out that Stuart's real parents let him know that it was well, quotation marks, real parents.
Yeah.
Let him know that's all fake, and then he goes and drives away. And then I'm like, so they don't get. No one's gonna do anything about those two that just are parading, pretending to be people's parents.
Yeah. No.
They were just kind of, I don't even know what was happening with them.
Which, was money involved, I'm assuming? Because...
I don't know. It seemed like the mom wanted Stuart.
Actually,
Dad didn't care. He wanted money.
Because then that's when it was like, he literally goes, she goes, I'm going to miss him. He goes, I'm going to miss that car.
Yeah, he said that. That's all he said. Let's see.
I'm done.
And then the cats, what's the leader's name again? Monty.
No,
wait, Monty's not the leader. Monty's
the little shithead. That's the dummy.
Yeah, the dummy.
No, it's
he's the food eating one.
Yeah.
He's eating all the food because he comes back in the second one. which we skipped over a whole scene introducing him. That doesn't even matter. I
No.
guess.
What the fuck is dude's name?
It doesn't matter. The villain cat, he's an evil cat. At one point he said, I knew those mice were rats. They don't waste any lines in this movie. They don't waste any lines. Just straight to the point. And then so Stuart's on his way home, and he stops and gets out of the car for no reason because he doesn't know where he's going.
In the fork in like the middle of Central Park. And then, but the part that gets me is how long it took for him to actually get back into his vehicle when he realized that the cats were fucking there. He heard them the whole time.
I don't know what he was thinking. They just make stupid decisions just to make them. Like, there was no point for him to get out of the car.
Which, to jump back to, the dramatics of that investigation, too.
Oh, yeah.
And then
they were deep in that. They knew Stuart for a day.
Running around. They had them take different blocks, different areas, all grouped together.
Now,
the seriousness of the cops.
A mouse person, by the way. So that's just... I'm going to get this mouse person thing
Mouse
going.
person.
Mouse person. And then I don't remember how he gets back to the house. Oh, he skates through the... He goes through like the sewers and all that.
And he crashes into there. And then miraculously ends up in the sewer that's right in front of their home.
In front of the house. Crazy, whatever. He gets in there. Snowball's like, they don't care.
Nah.
They don't care about you.
No.
Look, they cut you out of this picture and reframed it. They put it back up. Why would you put it back up?
But I don't get either is obviously they had to make copies of the paper, so why wouldn't they have just like not cut the fucking picture and then like just copied the photo and then just like cut and copied that then picture of Stuart?
I have no idea. And then Stuart had a little tear. Get it, little. And Stuart leaves again because he's like, which I don't like this part of them coming back, leaving the house like 5 or 6 times at the end of this movie. It's just dragging it out. It's just making this 1 hour and 30.
And like, what did you mean nobody could have stayed back and waited?
I was thinking that too. I was like, no one's going to stay home just in case he comes back.
But let's just say, it's like, we're thinking too logically about this.
I guess. They're dumb. They're a stupid family. So, I guess. And then, I have no notes for this final section about, like, when he's like, when they're running away from all the cats. There's like 8 cats running after Stuart.
There's a really long chase scene.
8 cats all are thinking they're going to have a piece of Stuart, 1 mouse. They're crazy. And they have like a whole battle on a tree. It's just they fall in the water. Who cares?
I forgot about that. And Snowbell like comes through in clutch, and then the villain cat.
Redemption arc.
Yeah.
He has a redemption arc, but George doesn't.
No.
I'll remind you that.
Say it.
No, I was going to say something else. I was going to say George doesn't know how a phone works. He's like, Stuart?
And like the dial tone's going. Like, Busty, if the line is busy, it's not going to come through.
I'm like, you're probably missing calls now.
Oh, my Lord.
My favorite thing is the only thing I put is great ending and credits.
All right. Shut the fuck up, because my literal last note is the end credits? Question mark, exclamation point, question mark, question mark.
When they actually did stuff with end credits, you know, they had like a little like video.
Awful. Hated it.
You hated it?
There was a dumb little montage of them getting ready, and then Snowball has to chase him, which I thought we had already literally just got to the point of the redemption arc, and Snowbell.
I liked it. I missed those days.
But then they threw him. Where was he? Where did he? They threw his ass out the window. They like teeter-tottered his ass right out the window.
You don't like it?
No, because also, why was Snowbell chasing him? I thought we came to the conclusion that that's your brother and we were friends with him now.
They still goof a little bit. There's still a little chase.
Little cat and mouse, little tee-hee back and forth.
All right. So that was Stuart 1. Now we'll move over to Stuart Little 2. I said Stuart 1?
Stuart 1. Now time for Stuart 2.
All right, Stuart Little 2.
Made in 2002. The synopsis is plucky, pint-sized hero Stuart Little returns in Stuart Little 2, delighting audiences with his big heart and even more action-packed adventure. This time, Stuart must journey through the city with a reluctant Snowbell to rescue a new friend, Margalo, from a villainous falcon. I thought it was another big word.
It's just Falcon, thank
Falcon.
you. Is that it for the...
Yeah, it's
Okay,
synopsis.
but... Alright. Immediately, killer intro song. I didn't write down what the song was.
They had a lot more songs in this one.
Yeah, this one had... All the songs are crazy. I think I'll keep bringing it up, probably.
As you should, because me with Stuart Little Universe 9/11.
First off, annoying ass train alarm clock that actually steams. It actually has steams that comes out. I'm like, who would want that? Why do they enjoy that?
Because they're a corked up white family.
Is that the train from the first one? Remember when they were playing with the train?
No, I think because he still had that model train in the basement.
But they're not in the basement anymore. They're upstairs now. Remember So in this one, they moved. George and Stuart share a room.
Mm-hmm. This is where he's on the top bunk.
Yeah, and they have the top one. And he has like his miniature whole little room.
Like the whole fucking thing.
Mouse people exist in this world, people.
Because how do you have such easy to access tiny furniture?
Some craft person is making a lot of money.
Hella money. But to also, like, with this, like, why? I'm still not over. Like, why no other animals that have been introduced? Like, is it select animals? Because we get the falcon, Margalo, and then Stuart.
Does the
Obviously-
falcon talk to people?
Yes. It's actually voiced by, what's his
James
fucking
Wood.
name? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fucking James Wood.
He ate.
He did. He killed it.
He ate that one.
He
I love how
talked
he's
to
always a
people?
villain.
I guess I zoned out when he was talking
Yeah,
to
because
someone.
I don't know about the people actually, but like,
Yeah, he talks to like them. Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know about the people. I take that back.
So what if he does that? I wonder if it's selective.
Like who they talk to, but why is it
But then
just these other species?
Then what do you hold a grudge against Snowbell because he's not talking to you?
Yeah. But then also, why is, like, obviously there's some form of mutual respect in the animal kingdom of don't ask, don't tell type shit, because obviously Stuart could be like, oh yeah, Snowbell talks to the rest of them because they understand Stuart, but apparently not Snowbell.
So I wonder if Stuart says what Snowbell says.
But then the bird was talking too. She
Yeah,
talked to the
she can
birds.
talk
Margalo could talk to the
she can
birds.
talk to the humans,
Yeah,
yeah.
to the humans when she.
But, and they also never question this. In
No.
either movies,
No.
they never question that he could talk,
No.
he could do everything. Other than when George was like, he's a rat.
Yep.
Or he's a mouse.
He's a mouse.
He-
He goes, "Are you insane?"
That was crazy. Okay, so we go into this. They're like hyped for soccer. Why would they let Stuart join soccer?
That is my next thing.
What are we doing?
And I get, like, because she was like painting or what was it, singing or some stupid shit. But like,
I don't know.
he could have played pool.
Like even the mom is terrified by this. So I'm like, if you knew you were gonna be terrified,
Why did you let him do it?
Why give him hope?
Why let him do it?
Let him do something else. What happened to the boat shit?
True.
They were killing it together.
But I get that was more or less like just a contest,
Yeah, I
like
guess.
once every now, like once a year.
George won it, and he didn't need to do it anymore.
Which that trophy rocked.
It's
to go
always
back
about
to the
George.
first one,
It's always about George.
and then it's like the aftermath. Stuart be in the trenches, and they're like, "Oh my God, Stuart!" Like you just forgot about him. Because then to piggyback, okay, back to the first one again, when they had the fucking remote to operate the boat, Stuart, can you grab that? It's the size of him. It's him sized.
No, let's go back to the first one.
Because there's more to work out now that I'm thinking about this.
No, this is just adding on to George never had a character arc in either movies. He's the same character. He never grows.
No.
He's always an asshole.
But it's like he's only nice when it's convenient for him.
Can we talk about the first Snowbell's food? They just put like a glop of food straight on the ground.
Well, that was oatmeal, bestie, from the babies. Yes, because this was my second note. Why is she trying to feed the cat oatmeal? Because the baby had the oatmeal and she's trying to feed it to the baby. And the baby plopped the bowl down. And then she's like, "Come here, Snowbell, here's your food."
I was like, "That's fucked up."
And then he goes glop. Like,
I felt him. I was like, "Why would she do that?"
And then just with
so I put glop.
What is oatmeal? Plain oatmeal. Why are we giving a cat oatmeal?
Well, okay, so then we get to them at soccer, and the first note is one of those kids is gonna get a manslaughter charge.
They were going crazy.
They did not care Stuart was there.
No. They didn't even care that George was there, but in all fairness, his ass was just standing there.
I don't know. He's gonna die. These mouse people, they can't survive in this world.
But then this is what I don't understand, because there must not be a hot commodity of them, Byron, because you would think at some point there would be more accommodations for.
But there's not that many of them.
Well, also it's the early 2000s, so there really wasn't a lot of accommodations for a lot of things.
Yeah, they're probably out there all over the place. Anyway, Stuart just goes to school. Another reason why mouse people exist.
Okay, pause. Back to the soccer.
Oh.
When he made the goal, ball got in, all the kids run to the one field, oh my God. And then the two parents run over by the goal where Stuart was hanging. He goes, "I have to start wearing a cup."
I forgot about that.
There's a little mouse penis.
He always has the best line.
No way. And then back to with school. The opening fucking line. I had to go back to this because this was too good. The teacher goes, "And Canada is separate from the United States because Canadians like to be alone."
Oh yeah, I wrote that down.
Yep. And then she's like, "Okay, class." Like once the bell rings, like said some other fuck ass shit that I should have went back and said because who gave this woman her degree?
Oh, that was a wild thing to say.
And then I felt so bad for Stuart because he's asking all these kids and they're like, "Nope."
No, and that
I have practice.
To the new thing is George is tired of his sibling. He also has they have a baby sibling now too also, which I'm like, why they have another kid if they were just gonna adopt Stuart?
Exactly.
Anyway, skipping over that because the baby is such a non-plot line at all. She just appears to be cute and then just disappears.
I think it's supposed to just add on to the additional stress of the mom having to worry about
the mom's
all
plot
of them
line in this movie. I'm over.
She was just to worry. That was it.
Yeah. So George has a new friend. This is the whole plot for like the whole movie thing. Is he has a new friend. Mm-hmm. Stuart's alone now. He doesn't have any friends. George completely switches up. He doesn't care about Stuart at all. He's like, whatever, you do you.
He goes after school. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna go play some basketball," and the Stuart's like, "Okay, cool. Like, let me come, whatever." And they're like, "Well, he didn't say that you could be invited." So.
I put that,
and then just walked away.
George mentions plans just so he can tell Stuart he's not invited,
and then to tell the mom that I walked you home. Tell him.
That's crazy.
He's already acting like a teenage boy, and he is what, 8, 9 years old?
Yeah, and. Like the plane situation one. So George is playing with his new friends. They're playing video games, and they leave Stuart alone with this plane. Which Stuart's like, "I'm gonna keep messing with it by myself," because Stuart still thinks he's a normal person that can just do regular things without any worries. Immediately activates the plane, flying around the house, goes out of the house, crashes. And I said the sound of the plane crashing was hilarious.
Because it was so light. They made it seem like it was this like huge climactic fucking thing, and there would have been like this puff of smoke and fire, and it was literally just like
a small crash.
little like leaf crunch.
And then when you see the plane's like broken in half,
George gets pissed.
he's mad.
Livid. Not like, oh shit, Stuart, are you okay? You broke my plane. Blames it on him.
George just immediately reverts. Well, he never grew up. He just never had a plot. He's just the same. Mm-hmm. He was just fine with Stuart for a bit, but now he's annoyed with him again immediately. So, of course, Stuart's just super lonely now. And then he randomly has someone crash into his car that he drives to school to, by the way.
Also.
That's so unnecessary.
Like, again, it's like a little toy car and he's on the sidewalk, but also like... You're telling me somebody can't just like run alongside him and like just scoop him up?
I bet you there's some mouse people that look at him and be like, this bitch.
This fucking rich ass motherfucker.
We get it. You have humor.
That ass. Flexing for what?
Let's see. I put the first thing about Marlo is this bird is wild.
She comes in out the gate, Byron, just like, for what, you know?
Well, I mean, it's a ploy. It's all a plot. So she's like immediately trying to be like,
oh my god.
Yeah. I'm hurt. They never even really check up on her, like injuries. They just believe she's hurt.
Yeah.
Which I'm just like...
Wrap her whole wing just for like later that day for her to just like fly out of it anyways.
Oh, she's flying.
I just think they just recognized her as like another pet at that point. But then like, are they looking at Stuart like that? Like, is it because Margalo can talk? So is she just like another sibling?
I don't know.
And we draw the line at what can and can't talk, like the cat?
I don't know. That's the whole thing. The whole thing is only certain animals can talk and only certain can't. Mm-mm. So my next note was after Margalo tells her whole tragic backstory, all Stuart says is, oh, geez, that's too bad. He did not care at all. He was like, oh, well. He's like, anyway, you want to be my new friend?
That ass! He's like, wait, we're the same size and you can talk? What?
Oh, man. I just retread stuff. I'm like sick of the mom's plot. She is just worrying this whole movie. She won't let Stuart do his things. And like, I don't know. I mean, I understand, but you chose this child.
And it's, okay. But then I like to look at it like, okay, if this was another child that she had adopted, she probably would have been tweaking just as much. Maybe not.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so. I don't think she would tweak at the baby. She's chilling with that baby. But anything Stuart does...
It's a baby.
I don't know. Her plot was just...
a lot.
The dad was kind of non-existent in this movie.
He almost just played no role. Just occasional liner or two.
Did he start with House?
I think House started in 2003, so it was like a literal year after this movie was filmed.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Maybe he was filming. I don't know. Maybe he's... I don't know. He
2004, actually. So 2 years after Stuart Little 2 was filmed.
It just felt like he was barely in this one.
That's what I mean. I forgot he was in 101 Dalmatians, too.
I said the soundtrack is banging. If it was another music.
I think that was my gripe this film a little bit, because the first film was like a lot more just instrumentals and like...
Yeah, it was a lot more like...
Like the super like climactic and like the ominous and the spooky and the scary and suspenseful.
But this one was the cool sequel. It has to be bigger and better. There's constant action scenes going on.
Fair.
Like just something's happening.
Ooh, new character arc. Like,
yeah. And let's see what's nice. I said Margalo looks weird without her hat.
I said she's for the streets, bro. That bird is for the streets. She plotted on my man Stuart. He was too nice. And then you could tell she felt bad as fuck. And it's like, Miss Girl, we didn't have to do that.
Yeah,
we didn't have to do that.
She didn't have to. She could have lied until there was nothing in there. She could have just told them that there was a falcon out there. and they could have taken the Falcon down. You know, as humans, they could have dealt with it. Or maybe she just shouldn't leave the house.
That aside, with this being said, never been to New York. There's falcons there in the New York City.
I don't know.
Obviously, there's birds. I mean, you can't not assume that there's not falcons.
This is the Stuart Little universe, so
all things go.
Yeah.
Which can confirm 9/11 did happen. Also, in the Stuart universe.
Stuart got her thing fixed.
Her pin.
And I was like, how? With what money, Stuart?
He, it made it seem like he went back to the scene, got the little parts and pieces, figured out how to fix it.
He said he went to a store.
You think?
He went somewhere. He went to like a shop or something.
Yeah.
I was like, no way you paid for that.
No.
I don't know. And then we get to her stealing the ring, and they think the ring's down the drain.
Yeah. And
the dad lets Stuart go down the fucking drain when there's a garbage disposal down there. I'm starting to question the dad.
Because he is just like opposite of what mom is doing at this point.
He doesn't care.
No.
He's like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, like, oh shit, Stuart needs a little fucking calluses on his hands, you know? He needs some traumas.
He just doesn't care about Stuart, I don't think.
No. He's kind of just like, let's see how far we can take this, you know?
So then, I'm not gonna lie, and the second one, I watched them back to back. I took a little nap in this one.
Love that.
I might nap, right?
I'm not gonna lie, great nap movie.
It's pretty good nap movie.
Great nap movie. If
it's
you can
very
tell,
comforting.
Fell asleep twice.
And then right back after the nap, I put, now Stuart's back to being depressed because Marjola left. She got out of there. She took that ring and she was like, I'm good. And then George says the best thing of the movie. He says, Stuart, she's just a bird. She's just a bird. He's not wrong. The one time I can agree with George.
What's up with him and like pointing out the obvious? We fucking get it, George. Are you insane? He's a mouse. He goes, she's just a bird.
He's the one person questioning this world. He's like, no, this makes sense.
Everyone's dead ass. Everyone's like, la la la. Animals can talk and we're keeping them as children.
All right, and then, so from that, he said that because Stuart wants to go and find Marjola. Because Stuart...
Which, like, Mans was too dedicated to doing that at night, and then, like, to rope your...
Like, a week? Probably. There was a little montage. There was a little skateboard scene.
Yeah, that was cute.
Skateboard scene.
Yeah.
They had to put that in because it was on a poster. But...
You can't leave this.
Yeah, they're like, gotta make sure he's on a skateboard. Which they had to upgrade from the car into a plane and a skateboard.
You could have got him like a little bike.
That might be they were saving that.
Ooh.
So what's next? So they're traveling. He got Snowball to go with him.
Yep.
To go hunt down Marjola. The remote car just starts smoking. Which he opens it up and it's like an actual car. I'm just like, what is this world? The mouse people exist, in this world, they're prominent. Only the rich ones get the cars, though.
But then,
because we can get back. We'll talk more about the car later.
But then, like, this is the part that I don't understand, Byron, is what are these hoes running on? Are they charged? Is it battery?
It's probably charged.
Like,
it's small. It's probably charged. Probably
like a hybrid vehicle, like a Prius, electric car.
They're mouse people.
Because obviously it's not fucking gas. These aren't gas-operated vehicles.
So then,
there's a tiny gas station for the mice.
George has to cover for Stuart while he's searching. And immediately, his new friend Will, which I guess we forgot to say his name, just immediately covers for both of them. He's like, oh yeah, Stuart's over here. He's sleeping over. Which also, Will is George's friend, not Stuart's friend.
But we can appreciate that, Will, for being down.
Yeah, Will's a great friend. Will's a really good friend.
Period.
But it's wild the mom believed that, knowing Stuart was alone and acting all depressed.
And for it's like hovering as she was,
Yeah.
and like how crazy, like on top of Stuart,
She just accepted it.
Yeah.
And Will used the same
Maybe because
excuse too.
Yeah, maybe because it was like, oh shit, he's a friend. Cool. Like,
Yeah, true.
Cool.
That's probably what it is.
yeah.
All right, and then let's see.
The part
Oh. Dude, what's your next one?
I mean, I hopped a little bit from the notes because it felt like there was nothing happening.
I hopped a little bit too.
I feel like there was nothing happening within that bit of like Stuart trying
Does
to.
yours involve a balloon? Is it before the balloon thing?
After the balloons when they were on the garbage barge? Like what? When he got into the back of the fucking.
Oh, the garbage thing?
Yep.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
So Stuart finds out where Margela is through Monty because they have to bring Monty back for like a few things.
Yeah. He's the street cat. He knows the shit.
Yeah, whatever. But so Stuart uses a balloon to go up to the building. And I'm like, he's lucky it went where he wanted him to go. It went exactly where he needed to go. I was like, bro.
Too much faith. And for one balloon, too?
He's just running on luck right now. And what else did I put?
It's two perfectly placed of things.
No, and then like he finds Margelo and they have like this whole fight scene, kind of like, which I don't know. I don't care about the villains. They're a little on the nose in these movies.
Because I also feel like they're touch and go. They don't play as big of a role as it like as other villains do.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's not like Stuart was definitely more worried about Marlo versus the fucking Falcon. Like obviously it was a concern because it's like, oh my gosh, she's gonna get eaten by him. But like,
yeah, they come in, do something villainous, and then leave type shit.
It's girl.
But Stuart's lucky again because he falls into the garbage truck. And then he's lucky another time
Conveniently,
with the
plane
airplane
is perfectly there for him to also repair.
He's just running on luck.
On the garbage barge.
He also fixed it.
Yeah, on the garbage barge.
It was broken in 3 pieces when he crashed it, destroyed it, and he fixed it completely to where it's flying perfectly fine.
Within a matter of, what would you say, like not even a night? Like it was on the quicks. Like it was...
Yeah, I don't know. And so now...
But there's just no... It's all a ruse.
Yeah. So they finally found out that Stuart was off doing his adventure. So now the family is looking for him.
Yes.
And they find the remote car vandalized. Like they took all the pieces off the remote car and spray painted it. They were heated at Stuart. They were like, not in my neighborhood. I can't. I said, who did that? Other mice?
Because it was the size of the vehicle too. Like, where do you find a small enough spray paint can?
Where are these people?
And like, obviously the cats probably did it, but like, they don't have thumbs.
I don't know.
Mice don't even. How does Stuart have thumbs?
I did say that I put my second one is definitely better. I think there was another music scene. I was like, ooh, let's just hit it.
I feel like it was a lot more like climactic. Like I felt like it just kept going. Like it was like you hit that pace and then
the
it was
first
just...
one hit so many slow spots.
Yeah.
I was just like, come on.
It'd like pick up and then slow down and pick up and then slow down. That's why it's a good fall asleep movie. You hit that slow part and you're like, okay, this is enough to
so then
get cozy.
At the end, when They have no idea what's happening. The people in this crowd, as Stuart's flying his plane, fighting this falcon, and the family's down there screaming at him, and a whole crowd is forming because they have no idea what's happening. Stuart kills, or not, he doesn't kill the falcon.
He hits the falcon.
He hits the falcon, and then...
It's innuended that Monty fucking ate him.
Yeah, Monty ate him. And the crowd starts cheering.
How did they know?
They have no idea what's happening. And they're like cheering as they're leaving. They're making a path for them. I was like, what is this? I did put Monty.
This is what I mean is maybe...
So Monty finally gets food.
He finally gets to eat.
So the crowd is watching like it's an event.
The part that I don't get to is like... Okay, maybe it's true that there are not falcons in New York because they was mad lit for him dying for what?
I don't know.
You know, Byron?
Honestly,
Google.
the ending's pretty good. They do the typical, like, she's leaving because she can't stay. And she has to go migrate.
South. She goes...
And then I was like, good thing she's leaving because I don't know how a bird and a mouse would work. And I think that's a good ending point. How would it work?
New York does have falcons.
They do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A peregrine.
So are you saying the first one's better
Falcon.
or the second one's better?
I'm gonna go... Can they just equal themselves? Because I feel like
the second one's just better. It's shorter.
Yeah.
It gets straight to the point. It's bing, bam, boom.
There's more substance to it, I guess. Because now there's like...
Yeah, honestly, they're both just weird movies.
Because it's based off of a book.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
So that alone probably should have read because now we know why they could have been so fucking weird the whole time. Because is this like Dr. Seuss level weird that we're talking? Like not
Maybe,
like...
I don't know. It's a kid's book. Yeah, they're probably all weird. We don't have to look it up now. Okay. Well, I just feel like the second one...
The book came out in 1945.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Come on, Megan. What? All right. Megan.
I'm just reading it. Don't fucking yell at me. Wikipedia has a lot. Are we done? Is that what you're trying to get at?
Yeah. So
okay, sorry.
Done.
We can cut that.
So that's it for us. That's Stuart Little.
1 and 2.
It was pretty fun.
An adventure, if you will, Byron.
It was something. George is an asshole.
Fuck George. 0 character arc. Stuart was too good for the little family, honestly. Controversial?
I think he fits right in.